World of Warcraft. They've just released a new expansion, Legion, and it is brilliant. So, I've actually never played World of Warcraft like in a serious capacity before buying Legion just the other day. Which may sound strange, like, wow, you work for an MMO channel and you don't play World of Warcraft? What a loser, right? I just never really got into it. And I have a video coming out pretty soon after this video that actually gets into that. So I'm just going to leave it at that. So this is the first, let's see, this is 30 minutes into the, getting out of character creation of creating my little demon hunter dude right there. So the demon hunters, right? Let's start with the demon hunters. They are, okay, so I just, going on to, me playing this like pretty much for the first time, I'm probably going to do a lot of things that frustrate long-term World of Warcraft players. I'm sorry about that, but there's nothing I can really do about it. And this is a first look, so I didn't do a whole bunch of research going into it either. Actually, I went to this nearly blind. I was able to avoid most Legion coverage somehow. And also, I don't know the lore and all that, so don't expect me to be able to know what's going on, right? But essentially, demon hunters are led by this dude, or were led by this dude named Illidan. He is some kind of, he's a leader. He's incredibly powerful, and he was like captured or something. And now it's your job. No, right at this point in time, he hasn't been captured. Whoops, spoilers. Sorry. But basically, we are leading the charge against demons, and demons are like bad for some reason. The Burning Legion. Wait, no, that's something else. and we're basically raiding, not raiding in the traditional WoW raiding sense, but we are sieging. Yeah, it's better. Sieging the demon world. Right now, we're in the demon world, and we are like warriors of that cause. We're an army of very exceptionally skilled warriors, basically. I think I didn't play a ton of warrior in World of Warcraft. So to lay down that baseline, I've played a couple hours of priest, I've played a couple hours of rogue, and I've played a couple hours of death knight. And I feel like he's kind of a mix between a rogue and a warrior, I guess, and a death knight, I guess. They have a solid amount of crowd control, as you'll see later. Well, you're not going to see it here, but as you go through the expansion, learning all your abilities, you're going to see he has a pretty healthy amount of silence. And I took a path that did more defense, that you could become a tank. But he also has very solid damage output, so he's kind of like a hybrid. I took the tank path, but he still does a really considerable amount of damage, and you can also take a damage per second path later, and I believe that's called something like trait lines. If you know what that is, you know exactly what is going on, and you probably already played through Legion. And so going back into this, it's still more traditional Warcraft that that's similar to what I played back on the priest class when I started that a long time ago. You're going around, you're completing objectives, you're killing things. It's the classic WoW formula. They didn't change the core identity of World of Warcraft, and that's not what I'm trying to say. But at the same, but I feel like with the Demon Hunter, they kind of have. So a big problem why I never really got into World of Warcraft is because I felt it was too slow, which is not entirely accurate in the grand scheme of MMOs and RPGs, but I think I was playing Guild Wars 2 at the time, and why would I play Guild Wars 2 when I can play, or why would I play World of Warcraft when I play Guild Wars 2? But now that Guild Wars 2 is out of the picture, getting on in my age, I need something a little bit more fuller, a little bit more, a little bit richer, right? And I don't think Guild Wars 2 had that, but then this Demon Hunter comes along, and he is like Guild Wars 2 in World of Warcraft. So, he actually has the gliding mechanic that Guild Wars 2 introduced recently. It's not very helpful in most situations, but I guess it can protect you from fall damage, and it looks really cool. Your character has wings, but they're not always there. It's very neat. Secondly, the combat is exceptionally fast. You're hitting an attack incredibly fast. Even if it's not doing a considerable amount of damage on each hit, it's I feel like I'm actually playing an action MMORPG, which is so amazing. He has so his first ability is Q. That's the dash. It you get to use 2, and then it goes on a recharge. Excuse me. And then on the second one is the E, and that's like that's what I guess I think it's a little bit more powerful basic attack, but it charges your Fury. Fury is his resource bar. And then the third ability that I've gotten so far is R, or what am I saying? My hotkeys are probably way different from everybody else's hotkeys, and I don't know the ability name. But it's that next ability is it consumes Fury and does a ton of damage. So it's very fast paced. It does a lot of damage. Some of his other abilities are like he does a AoE damage burst kind of thing. He can target one guy and like make him explode with fire. He can silence another dude, and you get a Fury based on that silence. You get to turn into you transform into like a greater beast kind of dude. And that, you know, that makes all your abilities much more powerful, but it only lasts for a very short amount of time. And also, I believe, no matter what trait you pick, it increases your health by 30%, which is really cool. So even if you pick the DPS path, he still has a reasonable level of tankiness. And I really love that. I love playing the bruiser class, right? The person who is able to dish out and take a lot of damage, but maybe it's not so useful in other areas. So, just to kind of recap on what is going on in this demon world, I'm some sort of like captain, I guess. I'm like a lieutenant, I guess, to Illidan. I don't believe this character has any particular lore, like significance. He's just a very loyal follower of the clan, the army. And he's very powerful, but also he's pretty quiet, I guess. And you're strung between two dudes who are like, yo, we should leave Illidan. He's not a good guy. And then you have the other guys like, you fool. You must always follow the cause, right? But whatever. Oh yeah, you also get I-Beam. I-Beam is one of the coolest abilities I've ever used in any game ever. And you'll see that here pretty soon. And I love the set piece, by the way, for this this demon world. It's like you're in some kind of weird space dimension thingy. Like you're like on an asteroid in space. And I don't know if they've done this before, but I like how the characters will talk with their portrait, so it doesn't stop the flow. But more than anything, more than like the extra items and raids and artifacts and wardrobes and all the incredible things that came with Legion, this character I think is the best character in World of Warcraft, and actually is the only reason why I picked up this assignment at all, is because I love this character. And I wasn't sure about it at first, but as you go along, it's just so much fun to play with this guy. He's so much faster than every other class, so much more mobile, and he also does an incredible amount of damage and still being able to tank. I think if you have been, I'm actually making the video about, as I mentioned before, I'm making a video about like getting into World of Warcraft as a newcomer, and I think this is a great time to get in. You start off with, you know, your character, you're on the same level as everybody else. You don't have to go through the grinding of the old, parts, but you still get all the fun and, newness of Legion and the Demon Hunter. It's fantastic. Who would have thought that Blizzard could make a great expansion? Wait, I knew that. Oh yeah, this is the Demon Gaze. It's so great. The little transformed thing is kind of strange, but it still looks really cool. And also it does a ton of damage in a small area. So I love that you kind of like, you have to like step back a little bit and then aim it and then use it. But it also uses Fury, so you can't just like spam it. It also has a really long cooldown. This character is great. Legion is great. World of Warcraft, who would have thought? I like this game. Even as a newcomer. It's intimidating as hell, but it's great. Thanks for watching.